Have you ever noticed that the most frantic person in the room is usually the one with the least room for error? Most people think wealth is loud. Designer labels. Flashy cars. Expensive watches. But real financial security often looks like something much quieter. It looks like composure. It looks like hearing bad news, and not falling apart. A delayed flight. A wrong order. A burst pipe. A surprise bill. For some people, those moments trigger an instant reaction. The voice gets sharper. The body gets tighter. Everything feels personal. Not because they're dramatic. Because when you're living with no margin for error, a small problem never stays small. A flight delay can cost wages. A repair can wreck the next 2 months. A mistake isn't just inconvenient when you're stretched thin. It feels dangerous. That's what most people never understand about financial stress. It doesn't just affect your bank account. It affects your nervous system. When you're struggling, you live in a microscope. You're forced to focus on what's directly in front of you. The next bill, the next shift, the next weird noise your car makes at 60 miles an hour. That kind of survival thinking is exhausting. It drains your patience. It shortens your temper. It makes every inconvenience feel like a final blow. But people with real financial cushion move differently. Not always because they're wiser. Not because they're more disciplined. Sometimes simply because the downside doesn't hit them the same way. Wealth gives you distance. It gives you options. It gives you time. A problem that would feel catastrophic to one person feels logistical to another. That's why calm can look like power. Because often, it is. A lot of what people call confidence is really just protected downside. A lot of what people call boldness is simply the absence of immediate consequence. It's easier to negotiate when you're not desperate. Easier to wait when you have reserves. Easier to stay cool when one mistake won't knock your whole life sideways. That's the invisible code. Not luxury. Not labels. Not performance. Low urgency. The ability to stay measured in a world that trains most people to panic. And the good news is, you do not need family money or a trust fund to start building it. You build it by speaking with less desperation. By not over-explaining every boundary. By letting "I can't make it" be a full sentence. You build it by creating waiting periods before big purchases. So impulse stops controlling your future. You build it by valuing savings not as money to spend, but as distance between you and panic. Because every dollar of margin buys back something money rarely gets credit for. Patience. Clarity. Dignity. And control. Real financial freedom is not the ability to buy anything you want. It's the ability to hear that your flight is cancelled. And realize your life, your identity, and your future were never riding on that plane in the first place. That is what people mistake for status. But it's not status. It's stability. And stability is the quietest flex in the world.